Hi, everybody. This is Marilyn. Do we have any audio? Maybe we do. Yes, thanks, Greg. Um, Hello, everybody. This is Marilyn, and it is time for the noon edition of Welcome to My World. This is the 8th of March, which is a Tuesday. And I hope everybody had a wonderful morning. I had to take off this morning, and I put a note in just about I think about 9:30 because I knew I had to leave right at 9:30. Anyway, I hope you paid attention to my note because if you did, you had some really nice trades. The the Maryland indicator got turned on when I am away from my computer because I have to be gone for something or other. It just almost never fails. Yesterday we had terrible morning, kind of struggling and a lot of chop and what have you, but my goodness sakes, every time I leave, there's great trades. So it looks like with our indices, the ES and the YM are uh, they're trading pretty well in unison, and then the other two kind of have a mind of their own today. This last little bit, it looks like the NQ has been leading this, and then there was a big turn down on TF. That went on for the better part of 2 hours, actually about an hour and a half. So if you're looking for correlation trades to that kind of a thing, you can look to bonds because bonds had a wonderful run up this morning. They had a bit of a hard time making up their mind early, but that was also a nice trade. The Canadian dollar turned down a little bit too after their news this morning. It was building permits and their new construction numbers were out this morning. So the Canadian dollar tends to trade right along with crude oil, and then I always try to keep a monitor on what Brent is doing. We have the VIX is turning up just a little bit from where it has been. It got down to around 16. When that's right about 15, that's the so-called normal, and rarely does it drop below there. But when it gets up around 30-ish and higher, you can look for the bears being in control of these indices for sure. The VIX right now is trading a little over 18. It's 18.21, and the yen has been pretty strong. I don't typically trade that, but if I know we have people in here who like to trade the Forex pairs and sometimes spot Forex, and some of you are trading the Nadex pairs also. But if you watch the 6J relative to the DX, the US dollar index, you can sometimes get a feel for what that pair, at least the driving forces behind that pair are. So I know people are really starting to watch this Alchemy and get a feel for it. I think I pointed out yesterday these check marks. I think they're in the Alchemy training as V's, but they kind of look like check marks to me. But this one right here, what was that, about 10 o'clock? And then there's another one that came over here and started about 10:45. But those those can give you some nice runs. We had one. You get these in a trend. Um, those are very they're a lot more obvious to me. They're easier for my eye to pick up. And somebody this morning put a real pearl in there. Take in the chat room. Take the path of least resistance. And boy, is that ever the truth. Don't fight this stuff. Do not try to fight it. It will bite you every time. Those bus drivers can be real wily, and if you try to fight them when they are gonna drive back and forth, you're gonna get nothing but hurt and frustrated. So uh, just keep in mind, peeing usually works out real well. Be very picky about your trades. Take only the best ones, only the most obvious ones. If they're not real obvious to you, the market's trying to tell you something. Don't take the trade. Take only the most obvious ones. Get real picky with that. And then you have to have patience to sit there and wait for those to turn up. When you see the bus coming along with a big red E or a big green E painted on the side of it, pay attention to that, because these apex letters are very, very valuable. And in case I have seen new people that come in, and after a run like this morning, when it gets down here to about 10 o'clock, they're starting to look for a turnaround. One of the things that will give you a hint that that isn't going to happen is when you see these E's, like they are right here in crude oil, and you have a matching MVP arrow very near to it. Believe me, it is not going to reverse there. It's not going to turn around. What you're looking for are entries to go short. And these little E's can be scalped in here because they're not the bunchy kind. It does take some patience to scalp those. And I prefer, if you're going to do that, that's why I have this 6-tick chart up here. For me, it's easier to see these on the 6-tick. So back here, I don't know, this one was at 10:09. Sometimes they're much easier to see right along in here, because then they are more in keeping with the C's kind of entries, and using these I zones can be real helpful on the 6-tick. Keep in mind, if you're doing that you've got a 12-tick chart here is the master chart, but when you go to a 6-tick, things are happening twice as fast on the 6-tick. So in a fast-moving market, be very careful of relying on that, because things are happening so fast it kind of overwhelms the 6-tick chart. But anyway, I have been practicing with I'm trying to get a lot better with these C's entries, and it's really helped me to make my candles fatter and shorter, because those wicks tend to show up a little better, and I can see those. That made a big difference for me. So if that helps anybody, I hope it does. We have lots of excellent little pearls of wisdom that are put into this chat. So I hope if you come in late, or you can always retrieve the chat room dialogue off of Hotcom. And sometimes if you've missed something, it's well worth scrolling through here just to pick up a few little tidbits. And I know some people take some of the charts that people have posted and put them into a file library, and the dialogue that goes with that chart, the comments, and they learn a lot from doing that. So I can't stress enough how important it is to mark up your charts. It really solidifies. There is something about that that helps sink that in to your brain, because once you get the rules and you can say them backwards in your sleep, then having the charts marked up that you have marked up, just looking at what somebody else did, that's not nearly as helpful. Well, it is helpful, but be sure you mark up your own charts, where the entries are, where the exits are, the good and the bad and the ugly, because you learn from all of it. So let's see, tomorrow we're going to have some news tomorrow morning. The news for us does not start until 10 o'clock, but at 10 o'clock, the Bank of Canada is going to have its rate statement. So they will decide, or at least announce, what they're going to do with their rates and their overnight rates at 10 o'clock. And that carries a significance for the Canadian dollar, which in turn bleeds over to crude oil. Then crude oil inventory is at 10:30 tomorrow morning. I always try to put a sign up on the camera chart for that, but be very aware of that. And then at 1:01 tomorrow afternoon, if you are interested in the trading bonds and you like the ZN, which ticks in a little bit less than the ZB, which is the big 30-year bond, the 10-year auction is tomorrow, 1:01. So that will no doubt bring some activity in that particular market. If you want to have a chart up and ready to watch that, I would watch it a few times before you jump in and try to trade it. And for heaven's sakes, don't try to trade it right at 1 o'clock. So give it a few minutes to settle down and see what the bus driver has in mind before you jump in. So anyway, I think that's about it today. I don't see anything else for right now. So I think we'll just sign off for right now. This has been my view from my world in Apex land, brought to you by Apex Investing. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.